He is Damian Farrell. He's a local architect with Damian Farrell Design Group, on the air each week with his Damian on Design. In this New York Times article concerning this D.school out at Stanford, in his final quarter at the D.school, Mr. Kothari enrolled in Launchpad, a class that asked students to sign a pledge agreeing to introduce a product or service in 10 weeks. Kothari and his partner, Ankit Gupta, spoke with people at Palo Alto coffee shops to get a sense for what they might need. One common frustration people had was the constant fire hose of news they were getting from a wide variety of sources. So they decided they could make the most impact with Pulse, a news reader application that allows users to customize their news feeds. They released the app early, 5 weeks into the course. That timing, just before Apple's 2010 Worldwide Developers Conference, could not have been more fortunate. They were streaming the event on their computers. They had been denied entrance at the door of the event. Yep. When Steve Jobs, then chief executive of Apple, praised Pulse as wonderful in his keynote speech, instantaneously Pulse became the top app downloaded to the iPhone.
Yeah. And they sold it for $90 million.
Yeah, that's right.
I love a good ending, don't you?
So creativity can yield big money.
It can, yeah. Well, everything around us is design. Everything has creative thought. I love, if I could read a little bit too, The Heart of Innovation, which is the introduction in this book, Creative Confidence. When you hear the word creativity, what do you think of next? If you're like many people, your mind immediately leaps to artistic endeavors like sculpture, drawing, music, or dance. You may equate creative with artistic. You may believe that architects and designers are paid to be creative thinkers, but CEO, lawyers, and doctors are not. Or you may feel that being creative is a fixed trait, like having brown eyes. Either you're born with creative genes or not. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. I think that's what you think.
Exactly.
You know, this book, the book I'm talking about, this Creative Confidence, this book is about the opposite of that myth. It's about what we call creative confidence, and at its foundation is the belief that we are all creative.
And that's the takeaway today.
That's the takeaway. We are all creative.
So how do you develop that in an individual?
I love the word confidence. And so I've been thinking, as we were getting ready for the show, about my own career. And one of the things where I've seen a lack of confidence with our clients is when they come with a portfolio of pictures and images of things, and how much I have to open the door first to let them bring all of that in. They don't just arrive with it. It's almost this embarrassment, and yeah, it's an embarrassment of, yeah, I've been collecting all these pictures for years. You know, I have this dream. It's in my mind. I've seen this. Why be embarrassed about that stuff? You know, why are we renegating that to a second position where I, as the person you're going to entrust to design your home, I have to beg you to share that stuff. I have to ask you to now go on House and send me links to things and tell me what it is that you like. What is it texture? Is it shape? Is it form? Is it color? Is it feel? Even if it's things that you don't know how to put words to. I have to drag this out of people. And then after a while, I see that confidence starting to develop. Then the minute the gates open, then I see the flood. Mm-hmm. And that's the exciting part. And then when I talk to people about what they are seeing and try to help them understand what they're seeing, then I start to hear them using those words. But they're their words and it's their language.
So in other words, if you don't think you're creative, that you don't have an artistic bone in your body, try to get that confidence to where whatever it is you like or you would like to express or mm-hmm. like to do in design or your house or your clothing, and embrace that.
Yeah. One of the most simple exercises, when I was on the board of the Art Center in Ann Arbor, that we did one night, really captured it for me. If you hold up a piece of glass, say you say I can never draw a person's face. If I hold up a piece of glass or have someone help me in front of your face, mm-hmm. and then with a black marker trace your outline, the outline of your features.
Okay.
So I'm literally tracing your face.
All right.
All right. Or any other object. You'll suddenly see that it really is about proportion. You actually, just by using lines and a pen, suddenly there's an image there and a likeliness that is exactly what you've just drawn. It's tracing of a sort, but you're not tracing a piece of something right over a piece of paper.
Right.
It's not immediate. But watching people discover themselves in
being
that
able
process,
to do that,
being able to actually do that and let go. I'm taking a drawing class, taking a painting class. I took an abstract painting class, and it threw me.
Because your work isn't necessarily abstract. It's different.
not.
It can be different.
It
because
can be different.
The way you are an
But
architect.
it's lines. My work is lines.
Yeah.
Like lines define space, even if they are curved and shaped and so
Right.
on. But to throw all that out and to paint something from some image, and I had to have something as a grounding, so I took some photographs of gardens, and then I tried to interpret the colors and textures of a garden into just an abstract canvas of blocks of color and shapes. But I really, really struggled. So I understand it. But it is a creative confidence, and we are all design thinkers. You know, if you've got a problem, stand up at a whiteboard with a dry erase marker and start to map it out. Map out what the challenges are. Who are the people? What are the parties involved? What are the issues? And then start to connect things and watch how things start to flow through a diagram. It's very exciting, and it's very fulfilling.
And that's a great example of how design can play a part in the broader scheme of life.
Yeah.
Thanks, Damian.
Sure. It's always a pleasure.
Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group on the air each week with Damian on Design on the Lucy Ann Land Show, 1290 WLBY.